David, you brought to my attention this morning that Chick-fil-A is adding to their menu.
I'm not stoked about it.
Really?
No. Chick-fil-A is launching a new cauliflower sandwich.
Why are you not stoked?
I'm not stoked about this.
I mean,
I'm not a big plant-based guy.
Look, the thing is, what if it tastes awesome? It may taste awesome because if Chick-fil-A's making it.
Look, you could put Chick-fil-A sauce on poop.
Are we saying Chick-fil-A's going woke? Is that what we're saying?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I'm not saying
Chick-fil-A's
trying to get the vibe of the
woke
situation.
terminology. I'm talking about
Check the vibes.
Are we going the McDonald's route here? Are we going Taco Bell, Burger King, like the Impossible, the plant-based? Not Chick-fil-A. I thought Chick-fil-A was a safe space.
Well,
I thought it was a safe. I thought I could go in there and get a chicken sandwich.
Well, what's wrong? I mean, I think there's probably so many people that are like, I love everything about Chick-fil-A, but I don't like chicken. You know? Like I love the lemonade or I love the milkshakes. I wish that when the family went to Chick-fil-A, there was something that, people, whether you're gluten-free or vegan or that thing where you'll only eat banana peels, like you want to go to a place. Well, yeah, you can get a salad.
Get a sweet tea.
But I don't think it's a bad play by Chick-fil-A. I mean, they're still not open on Sunday for religious reasons.
That's when you should get work.
And they
start
still
open on Sunday.
This is the beginning of that. This is the slippery slope. Cauliflower sandwich.
Even Rome fell.
Let me ask you this. Are either one of you going to try this?
No,
I don't.
But guess what? Reed might.
Yeah.
Every time we go to Chick-fil-A, Reed, who's pescatarian.
See, that's where I get torn.
See, I like females. So
see, like,
apparently,
here's the thing. What if you're on a road trip and you're like, I really want Chick-fil-A. You have that. The craving I'm talking about. The craving, like when you wake up on Sunday and you're like, man, I really want Chick-fil-A.
Cows start showing up.
Exactly, in your dreams and stuff. And then Reed's like, you know what? I agree with that. Let's go to Chick-fil-A because they have that cauliflower sandwich and I really like that and it's good for me. Then that's a win. So yes. I can get behind that.
Yeah. See, it's all about the way you look at it. But again, she's pescatarian, which turns out means she only eats fish. Doesn't mean she can read minds for the first
I don't believe that.
year and a half.
Pescatarians read mind, right?
Yeah, dude, that's what I think. That or I thought they read.
They're really good at finding treasure.
It's like no, dude. Like
that's honestly, what it means.
No. Can we? Y'all know me. We keep it real on here. All right. What? And I think you can back me up on this, David. And Blaine, I think you're going to.
David, don't back him up on this.
And people in the audience, I think, are going to understand. I don't know what techno music you just played over there, but it's pretty sweet.
I'll try to give you a sound.
David Michigan on the weekend.
There he is. Is that the call? Everybody look up. No. So it's ever since we got engaged, there's like something, it's like just packed. I don't know if it's packed deep inside the DNA of women. Like a switch flips. My soon-to-be wife, the minute we got engaged, became the greatest detective of all time. Like she finds everything.
What have you been up to?
What are you up to?
What have you been up to?
Like let's say,
what are you doing?
Like tobacco. Okay, I went from regular old school snuff to pouches. Right. Well, every now and then I'd get the old stuff and I'd put it around places, obscure places. I'd set it down. You set stuff down and get back up. Okay. She would always find it. I could put it.
It sounds like you're hiding.
I could put it behind a cabinet. I could put it behind a bookcase. Yeah, you pull a book.
That's the craziest way to say I'm trying to hide by chewing.
You're hiding.
You'll never get me to say that. You'll never over my dead body will you get me to say that. But she can find everything. Like if I was at the house and there's a knock on the door, and it was a detective, and he was like, "Hey, there's been a murder that's been committed in the neighborhood. We just want to know if you saw anything." I'd be like, "Listen, I didn't see anything, but boy, did you come to the right house. My fiance is Sherlock.
She's not invested in that.
Holmes.
She's invested.
It's not about murder.
Yeah.
It's about where you're hiding things in that.
No. I'm just telling you. Does anybody else out there, did their significant other, and I'm pretty much talking about women here, like men getting engaged to women, which is rare these days.
So men can't be detectives? Is that what you're saying?
I'm trying to figure out now how we got from the cauliflower sandwich
what were we talking about?
Chewing tobacco.
So now you know that since you just said that. She's now walking around y'all's house.
No.
Looking
again, it's not hiding stuff. It's just if there's ever an investigation, she's the greatest detective in the world. I should just send her to the police station. Best detective ever. It's incredible. I think it's an old school DNA thing. That's just me.
Anyway, this thing's launching in Denver, Charleston, and Greensboro, North Carolina, 3 places. Over under 1 year on this cauliflower sandwich.
Okay, Denver, Charleston, and
Greensboro, North Carolina.
What an interesting 3 places there.
Will
Look, I will never doubt.
So nowhere in the South.
I will never.
Charleston, South Carolina is not the South?
I will never. College. Charleston is like the epicenter.
That is the quintessential South.
That's like where the Civil War started.
Yeah.
Different now.
So like that's like it's I don't know what you're saying. But speaking of the South, Texas and Oklahoma plan to join the SEC 1 year early. I wonder who's been saying that for 2 years. Brett Favre is suing Pat McAfee and Shannon Sharpe, and Ben Shapiro is going to stop by to adjudicate our fantasy football dispute. It's the trial of the century, and we're taking your calls live on a Flamin' Dragon Friday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern. I'm Jake Crane. Welcome to Crane & Company, and I'm hitting the under today. You can bet on that. News broke yesterday that Oklahoma and Texas will officially be joining the SEC in 2024 and not 2025, so a whole year early after both schools agreed to pay the exit fee of $100 million. Now, if you watch the show, we've talked about this possibility actually being the most likely outcome. And the reasons? Because nobody wants a lame duck representing them, whether it's a president or a college. Financially, the Big 12 Conference got the money they needed, and it's a bad look to allow teams that don't want to fly the conference banner to remain in the conference. Now, on July 1st, the Big 12 will welcome its new members in Cincinnati, BYU, UCF, and Houston, and for the time being, will be a 14-team league. So basically, we have a situation where while the divorce is being finalized, each party stays in the house for now. But now 2 new significant others are going to move in, which we all know works out well 100% of the time and is only legal in the state of Utah. I'm going to go ahead and bring in former Michigan quarterback and my co-host David Cohn, my other co-host today, and it's Friday, so you know who this guy is.
This is Flaming Dragon!
This is the first time I saw the actual pictures that are behind this, and it's hilarious. It's so funny. I never knew they were there.
Well, I'm not looking at you. Did we set the over-under? What's the over-under?
I don't know if my heart can take it, man.
What's the over-under?
No, David, be invested in this parlay all game.
We'll go 8.5 with y'all.
8.5, both of us. Good.
8.5.
We'll crush that.
Yeah.
What's my personal? What's my
It's
prop?
8.5 for
What's
both
my
of you.
prop?
What's my TTP?
TTP, 0.5. You're 7.5.
So it's 8.
What'd I say?
8.5?
Yeah, math.
Numbers and science. But guys, look, this isn't a shocker. We saw this with Texas A&M and Missouri coming to the SEC. It's about TV rights. And now when you look at kind of the way Fox had Texas a little bit or had the Big 12, it's kind of a breakaway there. But not surprising. And this works out perfectly for my Arch Manning, starting quarterback the first year Texas in the SEC. It's perfect, right? The Matrix. You got Quinn Ewers 1 more year. He'll have a good year under Sarkland, even though they lost Bijan. He'll get drafted and he'll be gone. And then Arch Manning, who will have come in and been able to redshirt a year, which Peyton and Eli and Archie and Cooper and all those guys are going to think is a great idea, which typically redshirting is. And you will have Arch Manning being the starting quarterback for Texas year 1 as they enter the SEC. And that narrative will be huge and blown up and wild. But I'm telling you right now, something is telling me that Oklahoma is going to have more success early than Texas in the SEC. But I don't think either. Let me say this again. I don't think either is going to make the SEC championship within the first 3 years. And I'm not saying you're going to win the East or the West, because I think we're about to be done with divisions. I think when Texas and Oklahoma, in the great irony of it, when they come into the league, the division by divisions will be done.
It has to be, right?
Has to be.
That's what I was going to ask you, which team would have more success
Every other
early.
conference is going that way.
Yeah, no, I think it makes the most sense. So essentially, you'd have the top 2 teams in the conference play for the championship. You'd still have the conference
Yeah, it'd be like
championship
basketball
game.
in the SEC.
Exactly. Makes sense. Look, it's exciting. It's going to take me a while, though. I still think of Texas and Oklahoma as Big 12 schools. It's going to take a while to realize, hey, these are SEC schools now. It's exciting for the conference. And look, these are blue blood college football programs. Any way you cut it. And you talking about they won't make a college or a conference championship game early. You know, it's for Texas especially. They haven't even been able to get over the hump in the Big 12 recently. So I still think Steve Sarkisian is the guy there. I don't want to act like these other coaches they had couldn't coach ball, though. You know,
as long as nobody touches him in the tunnel.
Yeah, don't touch him in the tunnel. I'm interested to see like what, you know, we're talking about Arch Manning. I mean, we still haven't seen the ceiling for one of the highest rated recruits in the history of college football, which is Quinn Ewers. So I'm interested to see, can Texas and Oklahoma sort of dominate the Big 12 this upcoming season to sort of set that momentum into the SEC? Keep in mind, they haven't played in the conference championship game the last 2 years.
Yeah, and people will say, oh, whenever I say that I don't think Texas and Oklahoma are going to play in the conference championship game in the first 3 years, they say, but look at Missouri. Look at Missouri. Okay, well, we can look at Missouri, made the conference championship twice. The league is a lot different now than it was when Missouri came in the league. But in that same note, if you're going to use Missouri, then let me point at Texas A&M, who's never even won the division in the West. So it depends on the team. It depends on the circumstance. Texas, huge brand. Oklahoma, huge brand. Blaine,
what?
One. God. All right.
Boom! Already.
I told you,
it's so
like
funny. You hype him.
It's a same game parlay.
I'm done talking to him. Go ahead.
I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
Jake
Go ahead.
reads the script.
No, go ahead.
I give him the script before every day, just like they do in the NFL preseason.
It's like one of those same game parlays. You have the under, and you just
same time segment.
You start to know early.
I didn't even say anything to you.
I'm done.
I didn't even say anything.
Cone, ask him.
What were you asking me?
No. Hell no. Cone, ask some questions.
You can't run away from
know early in the game that, man, this over is going to hit. Your heart's breaking.
Yep. You can't run away from it, Jake. Ask me the question.
No, don't. You're not going to coax me.
Ask me the question.
You're not going to.
We're not doing this the whole show. Just
are you taking Texas or Oklahoma early? Or neither?
Do I have to choose or neither? I'd say neither.
What do you mean? One of them has to do better than the other.
Oh, okay. Well, he said neither. So I
was talking about.
I just saw my options. Conference championship, I would take Texas before Oklahoma. I think Texas can just show up more on defense. And I know it's going to take Brett some time. He's got to get the players in there. But I think Texas has had the athletes right now. I mean, you look at the Texas team. One, you're going to have the best running back in the draft in Bijan. I know he's gone, but your backup was at the Senior Bowl. And you're just rolling guys in, and you just sign Arch Manning. So that's obviously going to have another amount of recruits just come to your team. So I think they'll compete better early. But I think both of them will have more success than what we think. You know, I think they'll be maybe middle of the pack or a little bit better. Coming in, because right now you look at it, the only thing that'll probably stop them from definitely winning the East is Georgia. You're not doing it.
Well, will there be an East?
Okay, if there's still divisions, then no. But I don't see the top tier teams right now in the SEC, the Bamas, the Georgias, the LSUs. I mean, who would you really? Tennessee. I mean, we'll figure out about A&M. Apparently, they're supposed to win the national championship next year, like they're supposed to every year.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. But I think Texas and Oklahoma are going to do fine.
I think so too. I think they're going to do well. But we're not talking about doing well. We're talking about getting to the top. Yeah. The reason I kind of agree with Jake that they won't get to the top right away is because them being blue blood college football programs, their recruiting's not going to be buoyed by joining the SEC in a way that you could say Cincinnati or Central Florida or Houston are joining the Big 12, or just like you said, Missouri coming to the SEC was like, hey, we're a serious college football program now. We are going to get better recruits because we're in the SEC.
A&M did it solely so they could, for that reason.
There you go. Whereas Texas and Oklahoma, yeah, I mean, will they get a couple more big-time recruits than they would have because they're in the SEC? Probably, but great football players were still going to those schools because they're great brands.
Yeah, no, it's the truth. And if you're looking for another great brand to bet on sports, and you're getting ready for the biggest Sunday in sports with the Super Bowl that we're going to live stream, you need to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and use our code BOOSTER, BOOSTER, because new customers can bet $5 on Super Bowl 57 and get $200 in free bets instantly in that moment, in that second. All for you. That's only at DraftKings Sportsbook with our code BOOSTER, BOOSTER. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. We need to get a prop bet on the over-under on Flaming Dragon Fridays on DraftKings as well. Like I said,
that'd be sweet.
You have. I want to make sure we let the people know about this. They have happy hour super boosts All right, and all customers can get in on the Super Bowl 57 version of it every day on the DraftKings Sportsbook app between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. A prop bet will be boosted. To see that, you need to download the app to take your shot at even bigger NFL payouts and boost your winnings with each leg you add up to 100%. Same game parlays, novelty props, Super Bowl specials, DK weekly specials. They've got basically everything there in the world.
Love it. Love it.
Love to see
Mark it down. Player
Love to
props,
see it.
novelty bets, same game parlay. Take one of each.
You love to see it. Booster Club.
Love to see it. Don't look away when you say Booster Club.
He's not even
Booster
looking at you.
Club.
Come on, dude.
Booster
At least enjoy it,
Club.
All right, let's go to JMUO's fan 182 with a $1.99 donation. And
We rich.
Another $5 donation.
Now we're super
Wow.
rich.
So it's for us Catholics, Friday during Lent are no meat. Chick-fil-A is trying to compete with the filet of fish.
The Filet-O-Fish.
My dad, dude, would kill filet of fish.
Here's
Would
what our
kill.
father would do.
I used to eat a couple.
Here's what our father would do. He would eat late too. Like he's not eating at 6:30. He's like a vampire. He's eating at like 9.
I'm the same way.
So we would go to McDonald's. We'd pull, whether it's like after a game or something we had played or something, we'd all be in the car. Hopefully I'm in the car. We'd go to McDonald's. Pops would pull up to the drive-thru window, roll it down. They'd be like, hey, welcome to McDonald's. Can you take your order, damn it, or whatever. And my dad would be like, all right, I need a Big Mac. I need a quarter pounder with cheese, a fillet of
Two
fish,
filet of fish.
2 fillet of fish, a large French fry, a Coke, and a chocolate milkshake. And then he'd turn around and be like, what do y'all want? And here's the craziest part. He'd eat all of it.
He's dead ass.
Really?
But like my dad would, you want to talk about my dad would get pissed, like at certain things, like everybody's dad would. But nothing would upset him more than if you disturbed him after he had his whole dinner, like put on the tray and he sat down.
God, I
like
feel
you
him.
knew it was
I
bad. Like he
feel
would
it,
sit
man.
down, like you would
is
sit
so
down and like
bad.
you would say something. He'd be like, "Can I just eat my food?
Really?
Can I just sit down and eat my dinner?"
Oh, it's so funny.
Like, and then he'd get mad at my mom because he'd ask her. He'd be like, you know, Susan, what do you want? She'd be like, oh, I don't want anything. He'd be like, Susan, what do you want? And she'd be like, I don't want anything. And so he would get all this food out. It would be like on the TV tray, and he'd go to the bathroom and come back, and there'd be like 2 huge bites out of one, like his Big Mac. And he know my mom just sharked it. Just came in like a shark, took 2 bites and left. And he used to be like, Susan, I obviously married you. I don't think you're fat. I will buy you McDonald's. Just tell me. But now I get to eat a third of the burger. But it used to blow my mind to see him order. And then
I've eaten many a Filet-O-Fish. I'm not gonna lie, and I haven't drawn. I think the most judgment I've ever drawn from my wife is eating Filet-O-Fish sandwich or candy corns. But it's still a fish sandwich.
agreeable.
It's still a fish sandwich.
Those
man.
two are on the same
I've
level
never
as
even
us.
eaten a cauliflower
Is
sandwich.
it though?
Even the
Is that
people
a
from
fish
McDonald's.
That's fair. You can
Is
say
that
it's
really
not
a
even
fish?
fish. It pretends
let
to
me
be a
ask you
fish
this.
sandwich.
Was
I've
that
never
thing-
eaten a cauliflower
Was
sandwich.
that thing ever swimming in water and they caught it and cooked it?
It sounds.
I don't think
Even like the
it
people from
sounds like
McDonald's
no.
are amazed when someone orders a filet of fish.
What do they do?
Like, yeah, can I get a filet of fish? She's like, really? Like, you really want that?
He's like, no, they're like, hey, Dale, somebody ordered one.
yeah, like literally.
Like somebody ordered one. He's like, no way. Everybody's looking at you as they hand it to you.
Hey, this guy ordered the Filet-O-Fish.
Yeah, the filet of fish.
All right, let's go to
right.
Brock McNeil with a $6 donation. Appreciate it, Brock. Start bench cut, the College World Series, March Madness, and the 12-team college football playoff.
That's an unfair question. I recuse myself.
Oh.
No, you can't do it.
Gosh, I haven't seen the 12-team playoff, but I noticed.
Imagine.
Like, I'm going to say March Madness I'm playing.
Yeah.
It's tough to beat, and we're almost there, boys. We're in February. I would say the 12-team college football playoff, I would bench because it's on the bench, waiting to see it come out. And then I've been in the College World Series twice in Omaha. It's so much fun. I'll cut it, but I'll let it down gently.
Yeah.
I'll let it die softly. It's not you, it's me.
Bring me your playbook, but maybe one day
Actually,
you'll be
no.
coaching on the staff with.
It's not me.
You know?
It's who asked that question? It's not me.
Brock McNeil.
It's Brock McNeil. That's who it is.
All right, let's go to Sean Pennison. What's up, Shawnee? Hashtag Gas Crane Company. Who is more likely to win the SEC first, Oklahoma or A&M?
Like I said, Oklahoma.
Or A&M, though.
Or A&M?
Listen to the questions. Don't assume. What's my name?
No, I'm not. You're not coaxing me into this. I don't even know who you are. I'll take A&M.
Why is that?
Eventually, it's
Jake always takes
Do
it.
you think it
Eventually it's gotta happen, right?
Every year.
Eventually, I had
Every
A&M
year.
going 4-4 last year in the SEC.
What do you
wrote-
got going this year?
Don't know yet.
Well,
I
I
need
thought
to
you
look at
said
the
they're
roster.
going to win the Natty this year.
Well, I said there's a chance they're going to be good enough up front. I think.
Yeah.
The
If
most
Jimbo Fisher doesn't point to Haynes King and say, "I choose you."
The most asked question at SEC Media Days last year was which team is the third best in the SEC? You said Tennessee. I think you got it right. You said
Arkansas. They got hurt.
I said Texas A&M. They let me down, man. I'll go Oklahoma on the answer to the
Are
question.
you believing in Tennessee again this year?
Huh? Again? Oh, in basketball?
Yeah.
After what happened this week on my parlay
Yeah.
with Vanderbilt? I'll have them out in the first round.
They let you down. All right, Uno Moss from Dave
Let's go to the
Club
Cal
London.
Frick. What's up, Cal?
Yeah,
Says, betting on Jake hitting the under is like betting that good things will happen when Antonio Brown takes his shirt off.
Good. Keep it coming. I love this. Bulletin board material. Hey, put another one on the bulletin board.
That's
Hey, let's look
such
at it.
a good
You know what
one.
you need to do? You need to look at, you need to believe.
That's a high-level comment. Right?
Look, y'all keep motivating me. This under's going to hit by a mile. I will laugh my way out of this studio this morning on a Friday.
All right, let's go to Patch. He says, Flaming Dragon seems like a McGangbang kind of guy. The gangbangs are good, man.
What is that?
Is that the McRib or something?
No.
I thought you
The
said. I thought
McRibs?
you said McGangbang.
McGangbang. It's like, what is it? It's a
Please spell
double.
that.
It's a double. Is it a cheeseburger and a
Is that McDonald's?
Yeah, it's at McDonald's.
Is this a
And
real
a
thing?
McChicken, right? Is it a McChicken and a cheeseburger combined?
No one's going to help you. We don't
McDouble
know
with a
what you're
McChicken in the middle. That's a
McDouble with a
McGangbang.
McChicken in the middle?
Yeah.
God, that sounds horrible.
Oh my God! You go to McDonald's at 2:00 and get a McGangbang.
I don't want to.
Say the word.
I don't want to
Say the
Can
word.
you spell it?
What is
Yeah, I
going
don't want to.
on?
I don't want to go anywhere at 2 a.m. for a McGangbang.
You don't.
Gain with an N?
Like I don't know.
Wow.
Like that sounds like
I
some
can't believe y'all don't know what that is.
No idea.
No, I've never.
God, y'all are losers.
I don't know. I've never been underground.
You haven't?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's get to. We'll be back to the Booster Club in a second, but let's get to some keys to victory for the Super Bowl. But we do want to let everybody know we will be hosting a live Super Bowl watch party like we did for the National Championship in college football this Sunday for Super Bowl 57. You can join the live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern, that's 5 p.m. Central, on YouTube and the Daily Wire Plus to get in-depth analysis and live betting tips without all the woke BS commentating, and we'll grade the commercials with you. So head on over to our YouTube page, like and subscribe, and be sure to tune in this Sunday. And if you haven't hit like today and you're in the chat, hit like, because I'd like that, he'd like that, he'd like that, and deep down, that'd be your one good deed for the day, so you'll be off the hook.
Can't wait.
It's going to be a lot of
It's
fun.
going to be fun.
$1,000 on the line.
$1,000 on the line?
Sunday, 1,000. Bam, stack. It's
On what?
Live betting.
You're going to live bet
You
$1,000?
go live bet a G?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I'd have to see it.
Well, I have to do it too.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about
$1,000.
Hey, we came up. We were all plus
We
money
did.
on live
No,
bets
we
in
were
the national
$600
championship.
last time
money.
I
I
It was pretty
I was
easy.
up like
Georgia scored again.
God.
Let's go
it.
ahead. and-
Georgia every quarter. I was like, this keeps working.
Yeah, it's great. I'd bet Georgia for this game.
Yeah, this keeps working.
We'll see. So make sure you join us. Make sure that you subscribe to YouTube. Okay. Coney,
Mhm.
keys to victory.
How can the Chiefs win?
Okay. Last night I was sitting with a glass of bourbon staring in a fire trying to figure this out. My eyes hurt after like 10 minutes, but that's a story for another day. I want to come in here and say, you know what? They have to find a way to get the Eagles in 3rd and long. You've got to turn Jalen Hurts into a guy that has to pass on 3rd down to beat you consistently. And going through my mind, I just don't see a way in which that is going to happen. So my key to victory for the Chiefs is, like Job said on Arrested Development, illusions, Father. Illusions on both sides. You have a witch on offense in Patrick Mahomes. You're going to have to out-formation the Eagles, out-leverage the Eagles. You're going to have to be able to identify things through motion, whether it's in the red zone, whether it's in between the 20s. It's going to have to be a magic show on offense. Patrick, even on a bum ankle, is going to have to extend plays. You're going to have to win scramble drills, which they're amazing at. They have to have that on offense. That's the only way they're going to consistently be able to score, because I don't think they're going to be able to line up and shove it down the Eagles' throat 8, 9, 10, 11 plays at a time per drive to go score a touchdown. And they need touchdowns, not field goals, because I think the Eagles are going to score. Then on defense, from a magic illusion standpoint, Steve Spagnuolo has got to find a way to not rob Peter to pay Paul the whole game in different areas. So how do you do that? You pretend like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. You tell people around the village, hey, I'm going to rob Peter to pay Paul, then you show up to Peter's house and you don't rob him. Or then you do rob him. Show pressure, bring it. Show pressure, don't bring it. Show no pressure, bring pressure. Show no pressure, don't bring pressure. You have to find a way to try and confuse Jalen Hurts, at least a little bit. At least a little bit. Don't let him get to the hot. Make him misread the hot, catch him, fumble. The Eagles can't play good and the Chiefs win. Those two things can't happen. I think the Eagles have to play just decent or bad. The Chiefs have to catch a couple breaks and play well to win. So there's got to be a magic show on both sides of the ball. Is it possible? Yeah, anything can happen. You ever seen Chris Angel? I don't know how he does it. David Blaine? Dude just levitates. I can't figure it out. So
that counts.
No, it doesn't. No,
that counts.
No, it doesn't.
He's not talking to you.
Counts.
No, he's not talking
that
to you.
doesn't count.
He's talking about a whole different person.
Excuse me.
That's spelled. You don't make
Control
the
room.
We never
Can I get
said
a
he
ruling?
couldn't say that.
Control room.
word.
Yeah,
Can I get a
that's
ruling?
ridiculous.
Hey, we're here.
Can I get a
We're
ruling?
here.
Control
We're here.
room?
We're here.
Y'all kiss my ass.
Thank you.
That doesn't
Control
count.
room.
No.
That
There it is.
Just
That
like
don't
him.
count.
That's
There it
just
is.
like him to do
Hey, they made the
That don't
decision, not
count.
me. They
That
made
don't
the
count. That's
decision, not me.
ridiculous. He's a
There's two.
magician. His name's spelled different.
He's talking about a whole different person.
Yeah,
Like, that's
control room.
ridiculous. That don't count. We're at 1.
What if I said, Flaming Dragon, David Blaine is my favorite magician?
Does that count? Is
No.
that 3?
That's
Is that
that's
3?
just I call
That
you
doesn't count. That's
Anyway,
ridiculous.
back to the
I expected better
All
from y'all.
I-
I know
yeah.
one of y'all I didn't expect better
Yeah,
from.
there's a whole
But the
room of
rest of y'all,
people.
I expect better.
when
he
you were
knows
talking
the
about
under's hitting. That's why he's
robbing
gotta go
Peter
this
to
way.
pay Paul, and look at all I saw was Mr. Coach Klein saying, "No, we're gonna fake.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna think about faking.
No,
we're gonna pretend to think about faking." Can Steve Spagnuolo dial something up? I'm hoping so. Look, I haven't made my pick yet. You two are with the Eagles.
You wanna do that right now?
Going on the Eagles. I'm torn on it. Look, I'm emotionally invested, and I try not to be when it comes to football, all right? I played with Brandon Graham at Michigan. He was in my class. He's like a brother to me. He's on the Philadelphia Eagles. Chad Henne on the Kansas City Chiefs, like an older brother to me.
Real
Both
Travis
fans of the
Kelce's
show.
and Jason Kelsey's mom.
I feel like a mom in the stands with the split jersey, but I am not going to sit here and let both of you go with the Eagles and have no Chiefs representation on here. I have to ride with the Kansas City.
So you're riding with them out of necessity.
I got to ride with the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes just won the MVP.
Look, and you.
Am I wrong?
That's funny. That's fun. No, you're not wrong. You're actually right. We'll get in that. But for the Eagles to take a turn from Flaming Dragon, you know what they need to do? Keep it steady.
Keeping it steady.
Just keep it. Like, look at my hands.
Those are pretty steady
Steady.
hands right there.
So you think if they, when you say keep it steady, you mean
Stay on-
they just play
stay on
average?
schedule.
That's exactly. You
Stay on
go
schedule.
keep doing exactly
Yeah.
what you're doing. Hey, let's run well. We can throw on early downs. Defensively, let's get after the quarterback. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, talk trash to him while making interceptions. Just go out there and keep playing don't try and do too much because you're playing against Patrick Mahomes. Nick Sirianni doesn't need to get overly cute. You have a battering ram at quarterback with battering rams on the offensive line and Ferraris on the outside. You have to continue to dance with the one that brought you. Don't get too cute. Don't overthink it. Remember who you are and how you got here, which by definition is keeping it steady. Okay. Those are my keys to victory.
FD?
I like that.
What's going on in the BC, FD?
I like that.
Lay by the
A
bay.
lot of things. Can I do my keys?
Eat some hay.
My keys to victory, is that okay?
Is that okay?
Yeah, I guess.
Go ahead.
My keys to victory, the Chiefs need to do this. Spit it out. Get it out as quick as possible.
Oh,
Right.
I thought you were calling for a taxi.
Can. Get it out as quick as possible. And that's what we're going to like. Let's really think about this game. There's a reason this game's minus 1.5. All right. Are we going to say Vegas is wrong? There's no way. The referees will come in at some point to make this game close. And they'll probably be on the Chiefs' side. Let's be honest. I think Patrick's got to get it out quick, right? And make Jalen beat me through the air. It's your only options. That's your only option.
How do you make Jalen beat
You stack the box, baby. You're everyone on the line of scrimmage. Everybody on the line of scrimmage. I know it's tough.
I'm seeing a lot of Devontae Smith slants.
I
Dear
know.
A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I know. Well, you got to live with something. If
I
not,
know.
they're just gonna turn around and hand the
You
ball
want
off
the
and
quick
kill
death
you.
or the slow death?
They're
You
gonna
want
kill
the quick death.
Unless old boy can get that interior pressure.
You're choosing the quick death.
Oh, look, I'd
The
rather
vertical 70-yard touchdown. Just
I'd rather die on my
I'd rather
die on my feet than live on my knees.
Okay.
All right? I would. So
too.
I'm coming after you.
Well, that's interesting coming from a guy that likes. You know what?
Don't see what I'm talking about.
Well, I was talking about what you were talking about the sandwich you were talking about earlier at 2 in the morning. I found that ironic.
You've never had McDonald's drunk at 2 in the morning?
No, I've never had a Mick.
A McGangbang.
Yeah.
It was like, I didn't make this up. This is like not something I made
Sounds
up.
like you did.
No, I literally got patch.
It actually sounds like
patch in the
Can confirm. We looked it up. It's $2. It honestly
Thank
seems
you.
like a great deal.
That's
Y'all
really on the.
confirmed
So
It's a
if I
real
go to
thing.
McDonald's and
Yeah.
ask for that, they will not call the police.
No.
Man.
You know what
on
you
the
have to do
secret
at McDonald's
menu.
for them to call the police? A lot. Not-
I want to see actually what is the over-under for Kansas City's rush yards in this game? That was something I was thinking about last night. I bet it's pretty low.
I wonder if Pacheco's is like, if his is over like 24 and a half. Or like, it's probably what, 34 and a half?
Can you take
34,
team-
45, something like
It's
that?
got to be 50 something.
No way. No
Gotta
way it's
be
54 and a
50
half.
something.
No way.
Like maybe it's got to be 45 and above.
What is it?
Okay, I'll look at it.
What are you looking for?
Pacheco's. We're trying to see what is Isaiah Pacheco's rushing yards. And part of me really wants to bet Jarrett. I swear if I do
Just
not
keep
bet
doing it,
McKinnon to score a touchdown and he does, I'm going to panic live on live.
Isaiah Pacheco over under 47 and a half.
Okay.
47 and a
That'll
half.
be around 50.
Okay.
I like
don't know
it
if
better.
it's
Hold on,
total
let's
rush
see.
yards on there.
Hold on. But his over-under of total yards, 68 and a half.
Yeah,
See, I
those-
like that more.
Yeah, because they'll spit him a couple checkdowns too. I mean, and look, Pacheco's the type where he can break one of those tackles on the outside. He can fly. I don't think he
Oh, he's
runs
a 4-2,
really,
4-3
really
guy.
hard,
Yeah.
but Pacheco can absolutely tuck
4-3
tail
guy.
and get to that rectangle.
Such a good pickup, Rutgers.
Really good pickup.
Yeah.
Like I trust a running back from Rutgers.
They run hard as hell.
They run hard. I've never
running
seen
back
a running back
runs
at Rutgers, but oh, he runs soft.
Yeah, I
It's
think-
like Boston College. Nobody runs soft at
Yeah.
Boston College. They look like A.J. Dillon.
yeah,
who's
like
with
running
the
through
Packers.
walls.
And he overtook that starting running back job even before
better.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire got
He's
in.
better. He's better.
Runs harder. And he's
Like
fast.
I mean, I'm looking around the Chiefs right now. I think he could be the best running back that Patrick Mahomes has had since he's been there.
think so.
You know, at the end of the day,
Better. Wait. Did Shady play with Mahomes?
I don't believe so.
For 1 year,
For one,
wasn't
it
it?
wasn't.
He asked to be traded to the
Yeah, it wasn't like a
Chiefs.
great marriage.
He wasn't in his prime.
No.
Okay, I thought.
It didn't work out like a lot of people thought. But no, what are your keys? Give us your keys to victory below. But you want me to give you a key to a drinking victory? And I have one of these in my kitchen. Okay, remix to ignition. Just got it, and it is amazing. All right, you can become an at-home mixologist by using the Bartesian cocktail maker. Guys, I'm telling you, made an old fashioned the other day.
Did you?
Perfect. It's super simple. It's like almost like the way some people make coffee in the morning with certain machines. It's that same type of style of machine. It's unbelievably easy. Like after a long day, how about a freshly mixed, perfectly balanced cocktail with just the touch of a button? The Bartesian makes premium cocktails easier than making a cup of coffee, and it's the perfect addition for every party with practically no cleanup. It's so easy. It's like having a bartender. I want to have them in our wedding. Like just line them up.
There you go.
Just line them up. I mean, the mixes are incredible, and you can get free cocktails and free shipping when you text. Now, I need it, if you really want this, which if you're smart, you'll want it, CRAIN to 64,000. That is CRAIN to 64,000. You can become an at-home mixologist. I've literally done it myself. It is a great gift for Valentine's Day. It's called the Bartesian. So put the cocktail shaker down and text CRAIN to 64,000. You basically become Tom
I need to
Cruise.
see this thing in action.
What's the bartender movie with Tom Cruise?
Bartender.
It's not
I forgot the name of it. But you basically become him. It's unbelievable stuff. And remember, message and data rates may apply, so see terms for details. But guys, personal use, the Bartesian, you need to order it now. Tailgating,
We need it in the studio
we need one in the
for
studio.
Sunday's
We need one in
live
the
stream.
studio. Also for tailgating too. Like taking out, if you have anywhere to plug anything in, that's great. You want a drink? You want an old fashioned? They got the mix. You want margarita? They got the mix. They literally have everything. Martinis, the most exotic premium cocktails served in the best bars today. I'm just telling you guys. Like we get excited about reading some of these ads, right? Like drinks and stuff like that we use. I'm just telling you, from human being to human being and everybody else that's listening, the Bartesian is legit. Absolutely legit, too legit to quit. So text CRAIN, CRAIN, to 64,000. That's 64 and 3 zeros on your phone.
Love
At least the last time I checked. So go check it out. Rapid fire?
Rapid fire. Let's do it, boys.
Pew.
Pew, pew. All right, here we
There
go.
it is.
Good sound.
We have to start with Brett Favre. All right, Brett Favre has filed 3 separate defamation lawsuits against the state auditor in Mississippi, Shad White, as well as Shannon Sharpe and Pat McAfee, essentially they said on their shows that Brett Favre stole from the poor in this situation regarding the welfare funds in Mississippi. Your thoughts here?
I don't blame Brett for suing them. Look, if you're gonna trash me before it's anything is like legitimately laid out in court, then I guess you could find a way for it to be defamatory, right? Like now, would I sue him personally? No. But I can understand why when you have that. Pat McAfee draws a lot of attention. Shannon Sharpe draws a ton of attention. I mean, that's like screaming it in front of the world, or just standing out in the corner screaming about how bad Brett Favre is. And look, we interviewed Brett Favre on here, and this situation, I know, like you said, he's interviewing the state auditor and all this. I like to let stuff play out and see what happened before I go start talking about people. You know, I just wonder if they'll give that same energy to Russell Wilson. And if you haven't heard, I know we're going to get to the Russell Wilson thing in a second, but I don't blame Brett. We live in a society now where you can sue anybody over anything, but I think this is somewhat legitimate, and I like to let the court process play out. And if you did do the crime, you should do the time, and you should be talked about in that way. But if you didn't, and it is proven that you didn't, and they came out and said that you stole when you didn't, I'd be pissed off too. I'd be pretty pissed off too, to be honest with you.
Well, let's go ahead and bring the Russell Wilson situation into this. Basically, there was news that said Russell Wilson's charity only spends, only gives 24 cents
to the dollar.
of every dollar to charitable causes.
And I tweeted this. I was like, look, the more you find out about Russell Wilson, the faker this guy gets.
That is true. It's fallen apart a little bit.
And I know that charities, and people have used charities for nefarious reasons for a long time. There are people, you'll see some unbelievably profitable nonprofits out there, if you want to be honest. But the way it typically works, and what people said were like, oh, well, they've got to be able to pay their employees for the charity and stuff like that. That's why they only take 25 cents, a quarter out of the dollar. You know what you call something that you pay employees to, and you only take a certain percentage of the money you take in, and you have to pay employees out of that? You know what you call that? A business. Mm-hmm. That's called a business. If you're a charity, in my opinion, you are doing charitable work. Most of every dollar should go to charity, and the people that are helping you should be volunteers, or you shouldn't be paying people tons of money through charity. We saw this with Black Lives Matter, right? Charity, we're raising funds. No. Most of these charities, they're taking that money. We see this with some of the charities that help, say they help veterans and things like that. You take a small percentage of the money and give it to the people that actually need it, but you keep a good portion of the money. You get all the recognition. Walter Payton Man of the Year Award for giving somebody a quarter out of a dollar. I just think, in my opinion, and I know Russell Wilson's not the only one that does it, and I know Russell Wilson's done some really great philanthropic things, but the more you find out about this guy and the more you dig into this guy, the faker this man gets. And a lot of people, I think, who are Russell Wilson fans are kind of like people who are WWE fans growing up until their parents tell them that it's not real when they're like 14. It's still fun to watch, still fun to talk about, but it takes away that, genuineness and a little bit of that excitement. Russell Wilson just looking like a fake person, man. Like he's a fembot.
It's not good. I mean, with Brett Favre and with Russell Wilson, I think there's like three different buckets to this. First off, for both of them, neither is a good look. Right? It's not a good look. No matter what happened, no matter what the details of either situation are, it's never a good look when your name's in the media for these reasons, right? The second thing, though, is something not being a good look doesn't necessarily make it immoral, right? And if there's a situation where you acted immorally, that doesn't even necessarily make whatever you did illegal. So in the Brett Favre situation, what we've been saying for a while is if Brett Favre accepted money from the state to give speeches, and then maybe like they're alleging that he didn't end up giving those speeches or something. I don't know what the legality of that situation is, or really what morally took place in that scenario. The low resolution take, I think, from McAfee and from Shannon Sharpe is that Brett Favre stole money from the welfare, from the poorest people in Alabama.
Rich white man steals money from poor people.
Because it gets a good headline. As if to say Brett Favre is Danny Ocean or something and broke into some sort of safe and took money. Obviously, someone's given it to him. Now, what did he know? He's saying he didn't know where any money came from. Someone's giving me money to make a speech. I'm going to take the money. Well, I don't know if he made those speeches or not. Same thing sort of with the Russell Wilson thing. I have a hard time believing Russell Wilson is out there trying, being an NFL quarterback's a 24/7 job. What we do is 24/7 job.
Agree.
I have a hard time believing he is understanding the nuts and bolts of a charity organization. that doesn't make an excuse. If you're the leader and your name's on it and you want to start a charity, you need to delegate it to people who are going to have your best interest in mind.
And you know what? He won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award because of this charity. That's one of the reasons why I think it is kind of a worse look. You portray yourself as Robin Hood, but turns out you're the sheriff of Nottingham.
Definitely a bad look. I don't know if that makes anything immoral. Maybe he knows that he's, drawing profit and revenue from the situation. And then on top of that, still, like I said, I don't know if anything illegal has happened.
Yeah. What else we got?
All right, let's go to the next one here. Patrick Mahomes was the MVP, like we said. And then Sauce Gardner, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think Aiden Hutchinson got robbed here.
I think you can make a good argument for Aiden Hutchinson. I think there's some really exciting young rookies. You look at what Kayvon Thibodeau was able to do. We look around the rest of the league. There's some guys that are really exciting. Patrick Mahomes, I believe, deserved the MVP. Because to me, the MVP is the most important player that is on one of the best, including it can be the best team. If you put another quarter, and I do not want to knock Jalen Hurts at all. If he would have won the MVP, I would have said in a way he deserves it. But if you put another quarterback on the Eagles, they can still win a lot of games and maybe have gotten this far. Maybe not the same way. Okay, but you take Patrick Mahomes off the Chiefs, they don't get close.
Mm-hmm.
They don't sniff it. So to me, when we're looking at, he also got to 9,000 passing yards in 30 games.
Wow.
Think about that. This dude is putting up stupid numbers. He's the only guy that has a chance to even get close to Brady.
Wait,
but this year,
say it again now. He did what now?
He is, and I believe I saw this stat right. He is the quickest player to reach 9,000 passes.
9,000 passes.
And he did it in 30 games.
Gotcha.
So and I know 30 games is over the span of 1 year, but this year, because it's the MVP for this year, it's not the MVP for 2 years ago or just because you are who you are. I feel like Patrick Mahomes has earned this MVP even more than he did his first one. And now he has a chance to be the only quarterback in the NFL, I believe, with multiple MVPs and multiple national championships within the allotment of time that he's been in the NFL.
Super Bowls?
Super Bowls.
Super Bowls.
So to me, I understand this. Aiden Hutchinson has a better argument, I believe, when we're comparing the MVP to the Defensive Rookie of the Year with Sauce Gardner. But the Jets not only had the Defensive Rookie of the Year, they had the Offensive Rookie of the Year in Garrett Wilson, which is the first time that has ever happened. So if you're I
thought the Saints did it, did they not?
I'm talking about for the Jets.
For the Jets, yeah.
Yeah, so, Justin Jefferson wins the Offensive Player of the Year, which I totally understand. He's one of the most elite players in the game, best wide receiver in the game, in my opinion. Nick Bosa wins Defensive Player of the Year for the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think that's a crazy pick. We all know how good Nick is. But the most controversial one, in my opinion, is Sauce Gardner. Because Aiden did.
Somebody get robbed here?
No, I wouldn't say so. I don't think anybody got robbed. I think you could have gone Sauce or Aiden, and I'd have been fine with either one. I think Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL. I think Jalen Hurts had a great year, but the more I look at it, I don't think he was MVP calibers. It's hard to give an MVP to a guy who's not the best player in your own team. It might not even be the top 5 best player in his own team.
I would say
Jalen Hurts?
I would say he's top 5. I wouldn't say he's the best. Oof. Who is the best player in the Eagles, do you think?
Jason Kelce.
I agree with that 100%.
I'd go Jason Kelce.
Why am I talking to him?
Lane Johnson, probably one of the best tackles I've seen in the last 10 years. I think you can have a legitimate argument with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts.
Well, you could have a legitimate
I think
argument that Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown are the
I think A.J.'s top 5, top 6 receiver.
I'm slightly biased on the Aiden Hutchinson thing, obviously.
No, I get it.
But he had more picks than Sauce Gardner.
Yeah,
Forget the 9.5 sacks. He had more interceptions.
Well,
I know they're not throwing to Sauce as much. I understand the situation. Interesting thing with the Offensive Rookie of the Year, though, Kenneth Walker for Seattle got more first-place votes than Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
But they changed the voting score to second-place
Well,
votes.
you talk about that, too, and I want to make sure we don't forget Geno Smith won comeback player.
Yes, Geno
Congrats
Smith,
to
man.
Geno. So Seahawks, you got to believe. Yeah, come on. Seattle, you got to believe, man.
You got to sign this.
It's a great fit. I know they'll look at the years and say, oh, maybe this is the anomaly. Maybe we can get more value with him if we move him after the year he had right now. I feel like he's such a great fit for what what the Seahawks are trying to build out there, right? I feel like he's kind of a nice balancing act that can pass the ball well enough, that understands coverages well enough. Is he the best quarterback in the league? No, but he was unbelievably efficient. I mean, you look at that completion percentage, Dave. I mean, he absolutely freaked out.
Unbelievable. Near 70%, right?
Yeah.
Or was it over 70%?
It was somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. When he's like a career 61 or 62 guy. That is incredible.
Got to sign him.
Anyway, that's what I got for Rapid Fire, boys.
Love it.
Hey, great stuff. I do want to say, this morning, you know, it's Friday. We get up super duper early. I get up at 4. You know, I'm kind of used to getting up now, but I always have to have my cup of coffee in my routine.
Oh, yes.
Always have to have it. And when I do, it's pretty easy. You know what I do? I go in the closet and I pull out the rifle, the Black Rifle. Black Rifle Coffee.
Yeah?
And if you go to blackriflecoffee.com and you use our promo code BOOSTER, BOOSTER at checkout, you get 10% off your purchase and your first coffee club order. That's blackriflecoffee.com. Use our promo code BOOSTER, BOOSTER, for 10% off. You can also find Black Rifle Coffee in grocery and convenience stores near you. Black Rifle Coffee, it is America's coffee. It's roasted by a veteran-led team of brilliant coffee graders here in the United States. Their founder, Evan Hafer, has actually scoured the planet for the perfect beans. He's like Jack, ensuring that they've passed the most stringent standards of excellence. They're constantly coming out with new roasts, like their most recent roast, Beware the Delaware.
Beware the Delaware?
Beware the Delaware. I got to give me some of that. We're going to take over a European country drinking
I can't
that.
wait to see the packaging for that.
I mean, like you said, Flaming Dragon, we're about at the time in our
job.
lives. Thank you. I almost
I know.
hit
I felt it.
Where we got to, as you know,
Yeah,
men
well, yeah.
die in
I'm getting
a
the
European
urge to go
war.
down and war in a European country.
Yeah.
I'm hitting that age.
About that time.
No.
About that time.
I don't know if you want that.
Huh?
He said,
But
well,
if
Blake,
you do, go on
I
a gun
didn't.
ship.
I almost did it. I almost did it.
If you do, go on a gun
What?
ship.
I almost did it. I said the BLA. I didn't finish.
I don't know. Control room?
He said
Did we
he
get a full
wanted to
blame
be
out of
a
him right
cook.
there?
He wanted to be a cook.
I heard what he
I think he
said.
stopped.
I did stop. I stopped halfway
I heard
through
what
it.
he said.
Pick up my challenge.
Woo! It's like when hey, look, he was bobbling the catch. He actually held on. He actually
feet
held
down.
on. Hey, I do want to let you know we have Ben Shapiro coming on to adjudicate.
Yes, I've heard that
All
we
right,
have to get to that.
Adjudicate. I'm going to go ahead and get to that, but we are taking calls now at 1-855-236-3228. 1-855-236-3228. 1-855-236-3228. There it is. There it is.
Oh, the
There it
girls
is.
gonna be
Ben
like this.
Shapiro, let's roll it. All right, there is a problem that has been gripping the nation to its core, and we have a way to solve it today. I'm not talking about inflation. I'm not talking about the southern border. I'm talking about declaring a champion in fantasy football leagues across America, which thousands of years down the road, all the aliens will have left of us is who won fantasy football. That's what it's going to come down to. So we thought, why not, being a show at the Daily Wire, we have one of the best problem solvers of all time, and our good friend Ben Shapiro, who's going to join us to be able to adjudicate once and for all this back and forth battle between Blaine Crane, also known as Flaming Dragon, and David Cohn, who we really think is undercover superhero David Michigan, but we have no proof of that yet. Because we need to get this solved. Ben, number one, we appreciate you joining us, my friend. We could not think of a better person to help solve this issue.
Well, I mean, I already lost, so really I had nothing better to do.
That's true. Well, that's true. That's, again, you know, there's 13 different ways to look at it. But again, your knowledge of the law and things like that, that's why our commissioner, no, not Commissioner Gordon, they still haven't found that guy. We can find this one, basically wrote a letter to us saying that the Daily Wire Standards for Better Fantasy Commission, or as it's known across the country as the DWSBFC, has decided that you're the only technical member, so you're the one that has the power to make this decision. I want to hand you this decree.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That is definitely on paper. That's probably over 1 million years old, just so you can have that in your possession. Think about it as like the
It's
first
not that I wrote it or anything, right?
No. Well, 100%.
I would never write myself as like the only powerful person at this company. I would.
No,
I wouldn't do
look
anything
look
remotely
again.
like that.
There's only a certain type of person that would mail themselves something and then say somebody else sent it to them. But I'm not going to bring up who that person might be. But I wanted to go ahead and give them time to each give their pitch, similar to a court. You know, Judge Judy, whatever. You know, the People's Court, whatever you want to call it, that type situation. Let you hear each side, and then you let whatever punishment you want. This is you're like Joffrey before he ate the cake. It's you, whatever you want.
Listen, I went to Harvard Law School for a reason.
Yes,
And
this is that
it's
moment.
just been that
Here,
I haven't
here.
used my
This
law
is
degree.
that-
I haven't
Here,
used my
here.
law degree for a long time. I've deliberately avoided it. But when I was a young boy, my goal was to be an Orthodox Jewish Supreme Court justice. This is the closest I'm going to get.
Well,
And,
it's an honor. First off, it's an honor.
I mean, honestly, I think it's better. I could have had a shot at like deciding, things that mattered to the fate of the nation, but nothing could have competed with this
here.
with this right here.
You are here.
Roe versus Wade, take Crane versus Cone. That's the one everybody's really worried about it. So I am going to hand you this gavel. And, all right, good, old school, good. We appreciate that, guys.
The court is now in order, so...
Take it away. Take it away, Judge Shapiro.
All righty. So I'm ready for some presentations. So, you, sir. I'd like to see you explain. Wow, you brought like actual interactive charts.
Really?
Your Honor, we're not messing around.
Really?
We are not
This
messing
is
around.
about as serious as it gets.
This is serious stuff.
Like, Ben, this is
Alrighty.
like almost life or death.
Thank you, Your Honor, for adjudicating this situation. 9 versus 6 is the essence of the matter. Now, my opponent had 9 players compete in the Fantasy Football Championship, as is customary, while I had 3 players unjustly robbed from competing for the title. Not robbed due to injuries. That's understandable. Robbed due to an act of providence, a force majeure, if you will. Now, projections do not matter in fantasy football. We know that. But just to show that I am not an unreasonable individual or competitor, I was projected to win this match before it started, throughout its entirety, up until the moment Damar Hamlin fell on the field of play. Okay? Now, what is protocol, you ask? The Sleeper app showed no leadership.
None.
They punted on the matter and said it's up to the commissioners to decide how they will execute the options moving forward should the Bills and Bengals resume their matchup. Well, Your Honor, that game was played. Divisional round. Bengals won, as did Team Cone, 133 to 128. There were other options commissioners could use, though. How about use my 3 players' points from week 18? Team Cone wins again, 132 to 128. How about a 6-on-6 matchup to make it fair, Your Honor? Remove 3 of my opponent's players to make it 6-on-6. That's 92 to 78.8. That's kind of a slaughter, Your Honor. Or how about players per capita? 128 divided by 9 players is 14.2 points for my opponent, while 92 divided by my 6 players is 15.3. There is no other avenue. But Team Cone is victorious in the inaugural Daily Wire Fantasy Football Championship. In closing, you may see a graphic in a bit that has a flaming dragon as a champion. I just want you to know, that I find it odd that one of our competitors in the league was the co-commissioner of said league. You competed in this league, Your Honor, okay? Which you made the playoffs.
Get him, dog.
And lost to Team Blaine. That's irrelevant. I just thought you might want to know that Team Blaine knocked you out of the playoffs. So you have a stake in this, and you should be as concerned as I. Thank you, Your Honor. I hope you brought your broom, because it's a mess.
Wow, that is an excellent presentation. I do have one question. If you want to bring the board back,
Yeah, why don't you bring the board back? Where are you running from?
We don't need to keep it out too long.
I do have one question, and the question is, what is a divisional round?
Listen, listen.
He can't even spell.
I neither.
Can't even spell.
You know what?
I may not know football that well.
I
do know
I
the
neither
English
typed
language.
it. Do you hear this, PJ? I want you to see that you're bad. Yeah. But no, you don't take full responsibility. You know why? I take full responsibility.
Man, NC
Your
State
Honor.
looking bad
I take
right about
full
now.
responsibility for my paralegals mishap here.
Yeah.
Okay? And you know how you always do the ad reads in the middle of your show talking about Indeed because someone just got fired? That may be in our future, Your Honor.
ZipRecruiter. I do
As well as Birch Gold.
I do appreciate a bunch of good ad references that do bring in the bacon around here, the kosher bacon.
The kosher bacon.
Indeed. Well, that was it. That was an excellent presentation.
Any other
for the
questions,
spelling.
Your Honor, other than my paralegal spelling?
No, I think we've heard a
9
very
versus
solid
6?
case.
You want to revisit any of the scores?
I liked it. It was like 9-9. It's catchy. It's like 9-9-9. Like Herman Cain's 9-9.
Better than 6-6-6.
You're like a gymnast that like just absolutely balled out, and then on the landing you kind of wobbled a little bit. I'm just saying, it was a great job.
That's a good presentation. Okay.
All right.
I'm ready to hear from your
Good
opponent.
job. Hey,
Yeah.
David, I'm proud of you. That was
David, that was good.
That was excellent.
That was good, man.
Hey, man, don't touch the judge.
Made up a bunch of numbers that didn't make sense. That's what you and Fauci have in common. Here you go, right there.
wow.
There you go.
Folders.
Ben. Don't open this, please.
Don't open it yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Won't open it yet.
There you go, Dave.
I don't like getting handed manila folders with my name on it. That makes me look.
Well, welcome to class.
David just opens it instantly.
See about this poster board, a bunch of numbers that don't make sense. That's pretty cool. All right.
God, you can cut the tension in a knife in here. It's palpable.
All right. First of all, Ben, you look phenomenal. You look great. You've been hitting the gym lately, man. I see your pictures
How did you know?
on All Access. You're looking jacked.
Thank you.
I need to get your splits, man. I really need to get your splits. You can go ahead and open those manila folders. I hope you take in there what's serious, what it says.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Jake, you want to see David?
Wow. This is
Ben, that's facts. Ben, if you want to show them what that says.
I will. This is an extraordinarily compelling case.
David Cohn hates the White Sox.
That is an extraordinarily.
He absolutely hates them.
He said, Mike said, we're blood. You better bag me on this.
Mine, the logical low-hanging fruit.
Wow, he really pulls for the heartstrings.
Wow.
Is that a picture of you in high school?
That's Max Duggan.
Oh, God, that's Max. And we just interviewed Max.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for everybody being here, especially you, Ben. I know you traveled a long way to get here. Excuse my friend.
Just for this.
Excuse my friend for throwing a bunch of numbers at you. I feel like we have to come up with that many reasons to win. You probably didn't win. You know, so I'm going to keep it simple, stupid for you here. All right? Reason one why I won fantasy. Pretty simple. I can pick up my phone, right? Go to the Sleeper app, and what does that say? What does that say right there, Dave? That says champion, right? What does that say? That says Flaming Dragon, also known as who? Me, right? Me. Pretty simple, right? Not much to it, all right? Reason number two, all right? There was no rule placed in that old declaration of a paper that says if a game starts, right, and someone gets injured and the game ends, that you can just magically take points from another week, all right? Or the average of someone's players. As you saw, 9 versus 6. It's not true, Ben. It was 9 versus 9, right? A game started, those players played, and the game ended, all right? And it's crazy to me is this. 32 teams accepted the result of that game. 32 NFL coaches accepted the result to that game. The Bengals and the Bills accepted the result to that game. You know who didn't accept that? That guy to your right there. And it got me thinking, he doesn't accept the results of me winning the month and betting last month. He doesn't accept the results of me winning from fantasy. And he doesn't accept, and he's from Georgia. Right, so it got me thinking that maybe the real question we should be talking about is this. Exhibit A. Is David Cohn really, go ahead, bring it up, Stacey Abrams? Is he really Stacey Abrams? Because it's nothing but deny, complain this, complain that, all right? It's pretty simple, all right? The app we chose declared me as the winner. They didn't punt anything. If you want to bring David's little cute little poster board back up here, it says if the game resumes. David, did that game resume?
That's my evidence.
It did not. That game was ended. So everybody called it except Stacey Abrams. And that's my argument. Appreciate you coming up, Ben.
Wow.
That's some compelling stuff.
That was
gentlemen,
dramatic,
yeah.
compelling.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I dropped my two favorite books. That's How to Destroy America in 3
This
Steps
ass
and,
history will
say
never
it,
be
say
forgotten.
it so. I apologize for dropping my book on you. So. Sorry.
Go, make sure you go to Amazon right now.
Wow.
Let's get over here, Stacey.
That was extraordinary lawyering, gentlemen.
Thank you.
As a graduate of Harvard Law School, I can safely say that both of you would not have made it in.
Wow. I understand.
You would have had to go to an inferior law school like Yale, because there was some skill displayed.
Yeah.
Theatrics on one hand, the evidence presented on the other hand. And so I'm going to do what a good judge will do, which is I'm going to puss out and punt.
I'm
gonna
yes.
And
no.
the way that I'm going to do this is by suggesting a parlay bet on the Super Bowl.
Yes.
It seems like the only way to solve this thing.
That's exactly
Parlay,
right.
how
And
many legs?
we're live streaming the Super Bowl this Sunday.
How many legs to this parlay?
How many?
It's
like,
not
you
really.
think-
If it's not a
you think
three-leg, does
three?
it
At
count?
least three, right?
Three-leg
An
parlay.
all
Yeah,
three-legger.
count.
Are you going to accept this? Are you going to accept this?
Like
with us?
anything Vince Shapiro says, I accept.
We got to shake on that. Wow, and there it is.
Gladiator
the pressure.
handshake.
As it was there, it is.
You want to hug
As
it out?
was said,
You want to hug it out, man?
All right.
Wow, look at this.
Good day for you to-
Look at this. That's beautiful, guys.
Yeah,
There's
you
a good
did
energy in the gym.
Yeah, you did. You did a
Add 5 pounds to the women's scales.
Yeah, Judge Shapiro, you did a great job.
Well, thank you. I mean,
Thank you. In the chat, tell us, are you
Excellent
Team Cone?
presentations.
Are you Team Blaine here? Again, really proud of you guys for doing a great job of presenting evidence. Again, like he said, I don't know if y'all could get into law school, but y'all are buddies of mine.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, even Matt Damon needed a Ben Affleck in Good Will Hunting.
Objection.
All right, you could always be my Ben Affleck.
Harvard.
Let us know in the chat.
Harvard.
Wow, well, that was a good time. So if you were able to follow at the end, 3 different bets. It's going to be single bets.
Yeah.
All right, that y'all have to pick in a parlay.
Okay.
That y'all two will go. You can put money on it. You cannot put money on it. Y'all will go head to head, and the winner of that, of whoever does the best, same odds, right? Or it's got to be close to the same odds.
I have a lot of questions.
Okay, well,
Here we
We'll
go,
about it at the
Stacy.
end.
Go ahead.
I want to make
questions
sure
we
we
got?
have bylaws.
What questions we got? What
First
is
of all,
it?
how awesome for Ben, though. How awesome for Ben to come in.
Looks like you had fun, man.
adjudicate this.
that was great. Yeah,
That was really cool.
That was great. It was so great. Okay, well, we're taking calls here in a minute.
Dude, these wires.
Put that number up there again. 1-855-236-3228. Remember the jingle. 1-855-236-3228. It's Mid with Flaming Dragon. Take it over, bro.
Run that graphic, yo.
Okay, I thought I said it.
Welcome to It's Mid on a beautiful Friday. We're gonna start off hot. We're gonna get these things popping. First thing on the docket today, okay, it's a new Hogwarts game, Hogwarts Legacy video game, the boycott and just the pushback from it. All right. So apparently, if y'all haven't heard, J.K. Rowling, who I'm not a fan of, all right, came out, lived their entire life on making up fictional characters, came out and said that men can't be women and women can't be men. It's funny how we have to listen to J.K. Rowling say that, who's been on the left her entire life. But the one thing I'll never forgive J.K. Rowling for is what? Making Dumbledore gay. Be honest, okay? You make the OG, the triple OG of Harry Potter, the one and only Dumbledore gay. We all know who's gay in Harry Potter, right? If you wear a cape and have a haircut that makes you look like Lord Farquaad, it's you, Snape, right? Snape's the gay one, and we know this. But what did y'all try to do with the boycott? It didn't work. Harry Potter is going to be the second most gross game since Elden Ring, and boys, that is absolute money. Second thing on the docket today, this one's easy. Sam Smith. All right, let's bring up a picture. The first picture I have of Sam Smith, just a normal-looking gay guy, right? Just
like
a
he's
regular
supposed to
dude
his
who's
dad.
gay. Just moving out to Hollywood. Next thing you know, 2 years later, can we pull up the next picture? Fat Satan. Oh, right there. Look at it. Oh, my God.
Why would you burn that into my eyes?
Look, I don't care if you're gay or not. There's certain things in life that should never be seen, and that's one of them, buddy. That's one of them. It looks like someone's calling in the Hogs from Arkansas. All right, don't go to an Arkansas tailgate, bud. It's not going to work out for you. Next thing you know, you're going to wind up on a grill. Okay, the next one on the list here is ESPN. Hey, can we play this video, please? I want y'all to see this as well. Go ahead and get it started. This is your sports show on ESPN right here.
You are white. I am black. White supremacy, slave trade, because you're white.
Racial discrimination, African Americans, black women.
White privilege. White privilege. White privilege. White people should feel a certain amount of guilt. Black men. White analysts. Black dude. Racist. White dude. I am a black man. My black is a lot of racist out there. Racist.
There it is. Whoa. Right? There's your sports show, guys. ESPN. I mean, the king of being woke.
I don't know how y'all
That's what
watch
they
that.
are.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They're basically a political
How we don't have
show.
10 billion subscribers on YouTube?
They are a political show, and they're almost worse than all the political show. Because either way, the tolerant left, you either wear a pride badge or take your ass back to your own country.
Yeah.
You stand up for what you're saying, and if you say what you really think, you get canceled, all your sponsorships are gone. But thank God, there's a show out there that fights against this. Do y'all know this show?
I think I've heard
I
about it.
believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's called Crane and Company.
This show.
This show right
this
here,
show.
David, exactly.
Yes.
But that's ESPN for you. Not a sports show. It's a political show. And at the end of this, I just wanted to get this out. Women comedians. Okay, and look.
Whoa.
And look, I know it sounds bad.
Look, it's
okay?
true.
It's
true.
I walk in there wanting y'all to be funny. I want y'all to be so funny so bad, and there's always an exception. I think there may be one or two.
Tina Fey's funny. Kristen Wiig's funny.
Right? There's always one or two.
Amy Schumer, not funny.
Amy Schumer, no. Like 99% of the women comedians are just not funny, and it hurts me because I want y'all to be funny. But I mean, you have Christian McCaffrey, exception. Hell, I saw a white kid play DB in the Senior Bowl at
and ball out.
The exception. There's always the exception. But y'all just aren't funny. Come up with better stuff. All right, just write better jokes. No, I mean, just have some in-depth joke that you can have. I mean, we have someone in the studio right now who does stand-up, and I would say, in my opinion, Justine's probably in the 1-2% that's actually funny.
There you go.
She is funny, right? It's easy exception. But women, be better. Be better at being funny. Thank you. That's just it.
I like that. Good
There
job.
you go.
For sure.
All right, we're taking calls right now. We want to. We'll see what gets set up. The Sam Smith thing is burned into my mind.
Yeah, I know, right?
I didn't need that on a Friday.
I saw that, and then I saw a video of Shakira have someone throw up on her during her concert.
Dude,
look,
no, it was Lady Gaga.
Lady
Gaga. I saw it this morning. I couldn't. Like that was unfair. Hey, but nice job, Flay Lady Duck. That was great.
That's why I don't give you things.
Huh?
All right.
The Booster Club is calling it.
Yeah, I know. They're up to a coup right now. It's a real Tom Cruise eye patch situation.
Okay.
We taking calls?
You want to take some calls?
Let's take some calls.
Well, how about we start with Chuck from Pennsylvania on a Flaming Dragon Friday. Go ahead, Chuck.
Hey, good morning, guys. Just want to say I adore all of you. And Jake and Flaming Dragon, I love your dad. I had a friend I used to go to those types of places with, and he'd order 4 Whoppers and 2 milkshakes. And
Yes, sir. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. And what are you getting? You know?
Yeah.
But,
now, what do y'all want?
That's so true.
My God, I'm going to tell you. But hearing you guys talk about sports, bringing it back to where sports is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Cody, I'm a Michigan fan. I'm 66 years old. So I love
Go
you.
Blue, sir.
Level 66?
I love you, Chuck. I love you, man. Go Blue.
And I want to tell you, all the years, I got a lot of friends in Georgia, so I love the Bulldogs. And I just have to tell you guys are doing such a great job. It's phenomenal. Every morning, I leave your show smiling.
Oh, man.
I want to give you a good suggestion. Would you do me a favor? Next time, I used to call in Timmy B all the time. I love Timmy B. We're born on the exact same day, 2/27/56.
Wow.
And he tells a story, having called the national championship game in Storrs, Connecticut years and years ago. And he gets on a plane in Bradley Airport, and he sits next to a guy who's been drinking prodigiously. And everybody on the plane gives Timmy B a standing ovation because he did such a great job calling the game the night before on national TV. It was CBS, I believe. Well, long story short, the guy next to him who's tanked looks at him with a cynical look on his face and says, "Hey, how come all these people know who you are? What do you do?" And Timmy very humbly says, "Well, I'm a broadcaster. I called the game last night." And long story short, the guy looks at him and says, "I'm effing Gilligan."
We got to tell Tim that.
We got to get Timmy B. Well, next time Timmy B's on, we're going to ask him about that.
Yeah.
Would you do that? I'm telling you, he's wonderful, by the way.
He
you
is.
guys together. I got to tell you. So I just wanted to really call up and tell you guys, I love the hell out of you. Keep
Oh, Chuck, we appreciate
doing.
that, man.
It's what the country needs.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. And you know,
I
Chuck, that's why we do it.
I know it, guys. I know it. And then Ben Shapiro. Talk about cherry on top.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, thank you, Chuck. We really appreciate
Chuck,
it.
we appreciate
Have a great
it.
That means
man.
everything to
Thanks
us,
so
brother.
much. Be careful out there. And look,
Thank you for what you do, and God bless you, and just keep it up. Okay?
Yes, sir. God
same
bless
to-
you, Chuck.
Chuck. Same to you. Look, that's what we want to grow is, hey, we love you too out there in Pennsylvania. That's why we want to grow the show to make it as big as possible. Because we do want to save sports, because so many people, you'd be amazed at the messages we get of people that are like, well, I stopped following sports because, you know, because of the way I look or what race I am, they treat me like I'm a villain even though I've done nothing wrong. And we want to make sports about sports. Now, there's times where politics touches sports with the Leah Thomas stuff and NIL and things like that, and we'll talk about it, but we want to bring sports back to where it was, one of the havens where regardless of where you're from or what you believe, you can go and get excited with each other and debate and get upset, and we may disagree about things, but I don't don't hate you because we disagree about things. That's why we want to have 1 million subscribers on YouTube. We want to be the #1 sports show in the country on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But only y'all can do that.
Yep.
Only y'all can do that. We show up here and do what we do. Y'all do what y'all do, and we appreciate it.
Yep, man, that's awesome. Way to set the tone,
Yeah.
Chuck. Let's go to Ben. Ben's calling in from Missouri. Ben, what do you have for us?
Hey, guys, I was just wanting to say that as an aspiring lawyer myself, I hope to one day adjudicate a case that is as important as Crane v. Cone.
Look, like I said, Roe v. Wade, not that important. Brown versus Board of Education. I mean, these things are kind of important.
Cone's just like I didn't use the Chewbacca
Cone
technique.
in the fantasy football.
That I couldn't have defeated.
Takes
The
the cake.
Chewbacca technique.
Yeah, it takes the Chewbacca defense always works.
Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect defense.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So what I was calling about was, with the news of Texas and Oklahoma leaving early, I just find this conference realignment super fascinating. Being a Missouri fan myself, I've dealt with it. And with them leaving early, I was just thinking, the way that Jake said about the scheduling with the home and away, I think 16 teams is great with that home and away of over a 4-year career.
Yes.
So my question to you guys is, should the SEC or other conferences go get more schools? And if so, who do you think they should get? And then as a little bonus, do you guys think that my Missouri Tigers would have done better in the Big Ten had they joined, or you think they've been doing all right in the SEC?
Well, when you look at the Big Ten, I think a lot of it depends on if they're in the Big Ten West or the Big Ten East. I mean, if you're in the log jam in the Big Ten East and you got to get past, I think they'd probably.
They would have been in the West with Rutgers being added.
I actually think they would have had. Missouri's had success, so it's not like Missouri hasn't done anything. Now, they've gotten to the SEC championship. They just ran into Cam Newton one year and ran into a brick wall the next. So they've gotten there. They've done more than A&M. But I think if they went to the Big Ten West, I think Missouri would have had more success. But over the long term, over the 100-year plan, the long war, I think it's the best decision. Now, when we're talking about conferences, Ben, adding teams, here's what we have to understand. They're not going to increase the regular season games in college football anymore. All right, it's not going to be like the NFL with 16 or 17. So the more teams that you add to a conference, the more conference games you have to have, right? So in a 12-game regular season schedule, if we go from 16 teams to 24 teams, just like the SEC right now, right? You go from 14 teams to 16 teams. Well, what you're going to see happen is you're going to go from an 8-game conference schedule to a 9-game conference schedule in the SEC. So add 2 teams, add a game. So now think about that if you have 24 teams. If it's a true super conference, you're probably not going to have non-conference games anymore, which in the long run will probably give you better games more consistently. Will you still have the Arkansas Pine Bluff versus, Arkansas, or Alabama State versus Auburn? You may have one of those, but it's going to eliminate a lot of those other games. So as long as we know that by adding more teams to conferences, you are going to add more conference games, which I am fine with, which I think makes the schedule better, then they will continue to add. That's why divisions are going away, right? You can't have a division of 12 teams in one, 12 teams in the other, and expect that to work out from a scheduling standpoint without having a trillion tiebreakers to figure out who's going to play in the championship game. You turn it into a roundabout like they do in SEC basketball, minus the tournament. The top 2 teams at the end will play. So I like adding teams to the conferences. That's where we're going. And if you follow the bouncing balls, you can see that that's actually where we're going to end up.
I hope they don't. Obviously, these conferences are going to do everything they can to increase revenue, and you can increase revenue by adding some more teams, especially these blue blood programs that are coming over to the SEC right now. But eventually you are going to get to a point where you can no longer play every team, or I think you're going to water down who gets to play in the conference championship. You're not going to be able to see some of the top matchups you want based on the rotation. It's not like college basketball where every team not only gets to play every other team, they get to play twice, and everybody gets to play home and home. So football is just different. I agree with you. They're not going to add any more regular season games. It'll be interesting to see how the expanded playoff will play into this.
That's my biggest question is, if you do end up eliminating non-conference games down the road, do you expand the playoff because teams aren't playing each other, in non-conference? So you're kind of seeing a lot of similar games, even though there will be a rotating schedule. So, Ben, that's a fascinating question.
Appreciate it, Ben. Thanks so much for calling, buddy. All right, let's go to James. James is calling in from Alabama. Hey, James, what part of Alabama are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Athens. It's about an hour and a half from Nashville.
Yep, I know. Isn't that the home of Phillip Rivers?
That is.
Okay, yep, there we go.
I discovered this week that it is not only the home of Phillip Rivers, but it is also the home of 2 players playing in the NFL or in the Super Bowl Sunday.
Who?
Oh no, I'm gonna guess.
Watkins, he's a wide receiver, and Blankenship, he's a safety.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
Nice.
Athens is well
And
represented.
It gets weirder for me. This blew my mind. I grew up across the street from one of those guys' great-grandmother.
Really? Small world, man. It's the
Yeah, that's
Matrix.
cool.
You just find the little glitches in it
That's wild.
Really is.
where it connects.
Ancestry.com.
Who knows? If Morpheus calls you, it means it's you.
Yeah. But I really appreciate y'all show, and I just thought I'd give y'all some fun trivia.
Man, we appreciate that. James, who are you taking in the Super Bowl?
I got to go Eagles. If it's
smart
my
Eagles,
team,
James.
then I got to go Eagles.
There you go,
I'm
man.
a little worried. I'm a little worried, to be honest, but I'm an Auburn fan, so I'm used to being the underdog.
Yeah, you're dead inside. Yeah, you're like us.
Bless you.
Isn't it crazy? I feel like I'm a White Walker.
Yeah, flesh.
You know? Or just like one of the zombies off Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's just like
Some of us had to go.
You came to the right place,
Some
brother,
of us
in the
had to go
trust tree.
Slytherin.
yeah. So,
I love it.
Sometimes you got to go Slytherin.
Thanks so much,
We appreciate
James.
it, James.
Appreciate it, man. All right, let's go to Nathan. Nathan's also calling in from Missouri. You're on, Nathan. What you got for us?
The block is hot.
Hey, good morning, boys. It's so great to be up here in the trust tree.
Oh,
Yeah,
welcome
go,
to
brother.
look. Enjoy the view.
Yeah.
Enjoy the view.
It's better. It's like better than a deer stand. I got to tell you.
I tell
Wow.
God,
Getting one of
that's high
those.
praise.
I miss those.
Hey, I'm just out here getting ready to embark on about a 300-mile trip, making it up north to go see Revco, to sit down and watch this wonderful live stream for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Let's go.
And Revco, there, rumor has it, there may be some sort of performance art by Revco at halftime. They said the halftime
Goodness
show on
gracious.
Cranon Company is going to change the world.
Yeah. I think we're worried about Rihanna. We got Revco. Bro.
Yeah. Y'all got Rihanna. We'll take Revco.
Yeah. Safe.
They're going to wear the same. They're going to wear exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
that guy's been up to more stuff and who knows what. But the reason I got to make this trip, I got to make good on a bet. Me and him did a head-to-head season against each other.
Yes.
And he got me topped out. I've got a case of cold sodies for him, and making this long trip up there because like you all taught us, I got to be a man of my word.
That's exactly.
Even though it might take a little bit of time, I'm going to make good on it. But I mean, at least I'm making it in less time than what it takes Blaine to find a paintball gun.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be searching 100. You could go around the globe.
That's fine. I
Nathan, you could go around the globe in 80 days like Jackie Chan in a hot air balloon.
Hey, Nathan, why don't you just go ahead and trek on over to Nashville when you're done up there and make good on this bet, too? I need to just get shot and get this thing over.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Hey,
God, you sound like every
absolutely.
American 2 years ago.
We can make it happen.
It's funny.
But man, great to talk to you,
Safe
man.
trip, man.
Be
Safe
safe
trip.
up
That's
there. What an American call. What
Nathan, that was amazing, dude. Thank you for calling in.
There's a reason the hot dogs they eat are called Nathans.
All right, Cody's calling in from Illinois. Cody, what you got for us, man?
All right, fellas, who's ready for this week's edition of Name That Recruit?
Let's do it.
Oh, boy.
Last time it was Cone, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So today we have an ESPN recruiting profile for a dual threat quarterback from the class of 2014.
Okay.
Thickly built with adequate height. Looks like a physical safety prospect. Is a strong runner when called upon. Possesses very good mobility and speed for the position. Agile and shows initial quickness to evade when under duress. Very dangerous player when on the move. Considering he is not always fundamentally sound, this kid is accurate. Delivers a catchable soft ball with just enough zip. Is a sandlot thrower, and his feet are not always under him. Yet he consistently hits the strike zone. Can show nice touch and ball speed on deeper throws with arc. Awkward throwing mechanics. Pops the ball up really high, almost like he is listening to it. It is not always pretty, but it is productive. Is a candidate to move to another position. Technically, he needs polish and must become more disciplined with his feet. Very unorthodox his throwing methods, but he makes plays and is a very good fit for the spread offense.
You know it is. Yeah. It's Patrick Mahomes.
6'3". You got it.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. I actually thought for a second, Cody, that it was Jalen Hurts. For a second, I thought you were talking about Jalen Hurts. And then in my mind, I was like, Jalen Hurts didn't sign in 2014. He won class 2014. He's 2016. I don't think people realize, too, either, how good of a basketball player Mahomes was. Baseball, his dad was a Major League Baseball player, I believe. He could absolutely
He's
throw
90-plus
fire out of the ball, but he was a hell of a basketball player. Cody, I tell you, you bring the heat, my friend.
Yeah, man. Cody, that's awesome.
You bring the heat with the trivia. We need this every week, dog.
Yeah. I might call you for some Thursday trivia suggestions.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate it.
Hey, stay warm up there.
Yeah, talking about staying warm. We got Jack from Minnesota. Jack, how's the weather up there, man?
I'm already cold.
Hey, guys. Good morning to you on this awesome Flaming Dragon Friday.
Yes.
So I actually have an argument of why Michael Jordan is actually better than LeBron in a sense.
Here we go.
You inflaming. It's you inflaming.
Where's my phone?
Hey, hit the hold on one second. Hit the Flaming Dragon graphic real quick in the control room. Hit it. I want to hear this.
I'm taking Jack.
Let's get it.
Let's
go, Jack.
So this is all based on potential, but that's what most of sports is anyway. So, so LeBron James never went to high school. He never took time off to go play another sport. And I believe Michael Jordan was in college for 3 years, was it? Something like that. He was in college for about 3 years. And then he took time in the middle of his prime to go and basically play baseball for about 2 years. I'm saying if Michael Jordan came out of high school, played NBA immediately, I am 1,000% confident he would be the all-time scoring leader, and it'd be by quite a margin. He's already in the top 10 on assists. He's just one of the most dynamic players to ever play, and also just like he can do literally everything that he is asked to do, and that he calls himself to do. And I think if you take those years that he was not playing and you put those into the years that he could have played, basically, I think he's head and shoulders above everybody else in pretty much in most categories that a shooting guard can be, like in points and assists and stuff like that. So that's just my argument of why Michael Jordan is a better player. Now, again, it's all based on potential. But again, that's what most of like sports drafts are, is based on potential. So,
it's like energy. It's either potential or kinetic.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to make that argument, but I wanted to ask one question about my Minnesota Twins. I called you guys a couple weeks ago. By the way, this is Spy Guy 024 in the chat.
Here we go. Yes. Found him.
Yeah. So my Minnesota Twins are 0-18 in the last 18 playoff games that they've had, which is abysmal. Clearly, it's the worst. It's got to be one of the worst playoff losing streaks in all of sports history. It's definitely up there. But do my Twins have a chance this year? I'm just asking for a win in the playoffs. I'm not asking for
just a win.
I'm not
just
asking
a dub.
For a World Series. I'm just asking for a win in one playoff game. If we just win one wild card game, wild card game.
Here's
three wild card games. I just want one win. That's all I want.
Here's what I'm gonna do for you, Jack. I am going to speak it into existence.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Twins will win a playoff game.
You heard it here first.
2023. Hashtag Jack and Tan.
There you go.
How about that?
I hope I'm calling in October and going, Jake, thank you.
You will be.
I hope I'm calling in October and saying that. So thank you guys for all you do, and hopefully I'll be in the Booster Club a lot more often. But I got
always
my
welcome.
Job right away in the morning. But thank you.
Thank
guys
you,
for
Jack.
taking my call.
Jack, we appreciate you, buddy.
Have a good one, man. MJ argument, kind of interesting. What are your thoughts?
No. Like, I mean, you're basing everything off potential. I mean, that's hard to.
The going straight to the NBA, he would have scored more points, sure. But I think, Michael Jordan under the tutelage of Dean Smith at North Carolina was important. Like, he became a better basketball player there. I'm much more interested in, if I could, this revisionist history scenario, to see Michael Jordan not go play baseball in the middle, or fine, do that and go to college, do all that. Mm-hmm. Don't retire when you're essentially still in your prime. That's what I want to see. What if Michael Jordan pulled a LeBron James, followed Phil Jackson to the Lakers, right before that dynasty started and went and played for them for 3 or 4 seasons.
It'd have just been a slaughter fest.
That's what I would be more interested to see.
I like that. Jack made some good points, though.
Go play with Shaq?
He did for sure.
Come on.
I can't even.
Come on.
That doesn't even compute.
All right.
But great job on the Collins. We have
I think that's it. 7:52. Take some picks.
Let's get to bets. The Board of Education, Distribution, Affiliation, and Cam Newton. Here's what we got. Remember, the DraftKings, our betting block is brought to you by our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use our code BOOSTER, BOOSTER. We put out bets every day, including our DraftKings Bet of the Day. Obviously, huge game this Sunday with Super Bowl 57. They've got more props than a Hollywood studio. So make sure you go check out DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook in the game, and use our code BOOSTER. You bet $5 as a new customer, you get $200 free. I don't know how to give you a better deal than that. So yesterday, I want to personally take the time to thank Purdue and Iowa. Had Purdue money line in the over at 150.5. That got absolutely smashed like a fastball down and away to Vladimir Guerrero. Then the over the under, for the Sharks and Panthers, got it at 7, and it ended up being 4 total. So was really clean. Appreciate y'all. Here's what I got today. First bet, give me Dayton. No, not what you do before you get engaged. Dayton, the basketball team, money line, and Wright State, Northern Kentucky. I put NK up there, and it looks like North Korea. At over 137.5. Put those together.
You're taking North Korea?
You get it plus 173. I wouldn't pick North Korea in anything. Now, my second bet.
Ping pong?
No.
In Ding Dang?
In Ding Dang? You put ping pong in Pyongyang? That's the scary part. My second bet, Xavier, Butler, under 145.5. Typically, I love overs and biggies, but this just feels like an old-fashioned, just hit each other in the face over and over again, record of Ragnarok style. What do you got, David?
Gonzaga, big cover last night. UCLA won. Purdue won. St. Mary's, I'll never forgive you. But look, I'm going hockey. All hockey tonight. Kraken. Plus a goal and a half. And I want the game under at 7.5. That's a dog bet at plus 100. And then Maple Leafs money line, plus they score a goal in the first period. That's the Maple Leafs to score a goal and win outright. That's minus 135.
Nice. Flaming Dragon. I am smoking this under. Just rolled it up and smoked it.
8.5. I gave you one. Let's go to, give me the Raptors, Celtics, and 76ers money line, plus 145. And then I'm going to take the Penguins and Ducks, under 6.5, and give me the Rangers. Yeah. Give me the Rangers money line.
There's no I in there.
That's
weirdo.
plus 180. Well, from this angle, the angle of the dangle looks like it says something else.
All right, Baby Cone's going to take the Blackhawks, not down. He wants them up, money line at minus 105. And then he's going to take the Penguins, minus 1.5 at minus 105. Not a lot of great bets on the slate tonight. So I'm just absolutely just murdering this air guitar with the hockey stick right now, which I don't know if that makes it an air guitar. But guys, club, boosters, friends.
Okay, yeah. All right, good, finally. So we got a donation that took off this iPad, 'cause iPad's trash, from Bora Agerman, $100 donation.
Really?
What? That says, what is the biggest donation the Crane & Co. guys have ever got?
Hold on.
What is the biggest donation we've ever got? Do we go count back from the J-Boy show? So I'm pretty sure we got a $250 donation at the J-Boy.
Yeah, somebody dropped a $250 piece one time. We we will take C-notes all day.
Appreciate it, Bora.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Let's go to Jan B with $11 donation. Does Devin Hester belong in the Hall of Fame? And what's your guys' take on special team players making the Hall of Fame? Hell yeah, Devin Hester.
Yeah, I think Devin Hester's the greatest returner of all time. Some people say, oh, well, Dante Hall, the human joystick. Dante was incredible. Devin Hester's the greatest returner I've ever seen and still have seen.
Mm-hmm. And if special teams is going to play that much of an important role in the game of football, then you have to reward guys who are generational.
Yeah, well, if you're not going to put returners in, you can't put kickers in.
There you go.
I mean, you're not going to put one group that scores points on special teams. You can't put another. They should all be in there. It's a position. All right, and I always find it hilarious when it comes to kicking and returning. There's a lot of guys that can run fast. There's a lot of guys that can catch a ball. There's a lot of guys that can tackle people. You know how many people on that roster can kick a 50-yard field goal? You know how many people on that roster can truly catch an NFL legitimate punt when it is shot into the sky like a flaming arrow from King's Landing into Blackwater Bay? Not many.
Which is why it was interesting when Usain Bolt was on top of the world sprinting, everyone was saying, man, he should just be a kick returner, a punt returner.
He'll get knocked unconscious.
Do you think he would have any success?
He would get knocked out. It may kill him. He's tall. He runs straight up. Like, look, this thing is about angles. This isn't about.
It's an art.
Let Derwin James catch Usain Bolt on a kickoff return from crossfield like this when he's running. Yeah. He'll knock his head off his shoulders.
Derwin brings the heat.
It's like one of those things, like a fastball. The harder it comes in, the farther it's going to go.
That's what I'm saying.
The faster you run, the harder you're going to get hit.
It's not that simple.
Let's go to Mudruno with a $5 donation. Appreciate it. It says the textbooks will remember this as Justice Ben Shapiro's most important case.
It will be. Again, Supreme Court, all right, I guess that's kind of important, but figuring out who won fantasy football, the tablets will only read who won fantasy football.
Let's go to British Texas Ranger, $2 donation. He says, what's a bigger eyesore, Texas football or TYT?
The Young Turks? Is that what he means?
TYT is.
Is TYT the Young Turks?
Young Turks? I think so.
Yeah, it's the Young Turks. God, those people are the worst. Oh, God, those people are the worst. Especially the woman on there. Just like, you talk about just listening to somebody becoming dumber. Or it's like watching people that are brainwashed not realize that they're brainwashed, trying to tell you you're brainwashed. Is there anything more frustrating?
No, that's frustrating. I do have a question. So on Ben's 3-game parlay, we're taking on the Super Bowl.
Yes.
To decide the winner once and for all. What are we doing here now? What if both parlays fail?
I think
then we got to go again.
Or is it units?
No, it's to me. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a parlay. It's just 3 picks. Like you each get 3 picks. Mm-hmm. Let's cap it at -200, like we normally do. And out of those 3 picks, whoever does the best from a unit standpoint, right? Or we can do it just like we do up there. Wins.
Okay, that's not what we agreed on.
Is that what you took from what Ben was saying?
No, so a 3-leg parlay. That's what we said. Literally, we said a 3-leg parlay. Then we said parlay, how many bets should there? We said it's not really a parlay unless it's a 3-leg.
So if one leg misses, it all misses.
Yeah.
And then you just go again?
Yeah.
You do another. Like, you're talking about on the live bets? Like, do it on Sunday during the Super Bowl?
This needs to be pre.
It'll be a parlay that's capped at 200. All right, 3-leg. If we both miss, well, we can go again, or we can come up with something else.
Maybe one live bet, sudden death live bet.
Well, yeah, we can do something like that.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay, yeah, and if we both hit, depending on which one has the better unit and odds on it, then you win.
Okay,
I like that.
Right,
good kid. Getting a lot of stuff done.
Go to Don Higgins. What's up, Don? $10 donation. Crane & Co., the best part of my morning.
Yeah.
Love David's book drop in front of Ben.
It was great. That was super subtle.
Those are my 2 favorite books.
I'm really glad the divisional round came up.
Blaine's
needed that.
I was looking, we were putting a lot of documents together quickly, and I was wondering if my paralegal was.
That's why you pay people under the table to mess up on purpose. All right, let's go to Freeway Jared with the $2 donation.
Whoa.
You paid my paralegal to mess up on purpose.
Are we
dropped that?
It's 8. And that's on the mess.
That is incorrect. I was
no,
just
I don't like this.
Now you Stacey.
We got one more donation. We're not done yet.
Okay,
Freeway Jared, $2 donation. Love Mizzou content. Hashtag Mizzou. We don't belong in the ACC. Cal Kennedy, $5 donation. Super Bowl ref Carl Cheffers has called 12 playoff games. The under is 11-1.
Is that the guy from Sling Blade?
His crew averages a flag more per game than any other crew. Hashtag
great.
Here we go.
Great.
Is there a poll?
Poll.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you, David.
Can't wait to get.
All right. Who will have more success early? Texas or Oklahoma? SEC.
I'm going to say they said Texas. 53%.
Oklahoma, 55%.
Texas, 64%. Wow. Oklahoma, 36%.
Hey, Haas. All right, we appreciate you guys. Shout out to the Booster Club. Ben Shapiro as well. Appreciate him coming on and adjudicating, getting us to where we're at. Live streaming the Super Bowl is where we're going to find out. So make sure you join us. That'll be live starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. That's 5 p.m. Central. Appreciate the donations. As usual, keep spreading the word about the show. Remember, without you, there is no us. We have our 1-year anniversary coming up on February 28th.
Oh, yes.
Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, I hit the under.
Yeah.
Smash the under.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I hit my personal under too, right?
Get out of here.
0.5?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Show's over. Nice show, Blaine.
Yeah, like the chances. By the way, I said it twice and you missed it. Like the chances of y'all catching me when I accidentally slipped up, we're gone.